YouTubers. We all know them, we all love them, but have you ever wondered what your favorite YouTuber would look like in a video game? Well, luckily today, I'm going to be transforming 3 YouTubers into video game characters and have one of my friends critique them at the end. Starting with our first YouTuber, Airrack. In case you don't know, Airrack's a large YouTuber with a wide variety of content consisting of pranks, myth busting, and challenges. For his video game character, I went for a cartoonish realistic style. Yeah, I know that doesn't really make sense. Let me show you. I started by making a skeleton and modeling a basic head shape, which definitely only took me 1 attempt. Once I got a shape I liked, I took inspiration from Airrack's profile picture and it added a lot more detail. Then I learned how to move the model's mouth, which I'm still unsure whether I like it or not. And at this point, the model was still looking a little, uncomfortable. So I modeled a few pieces of clothing for him. And speaking of clothes, he was still barefoot, so I spent some time modeling different types of shoes and stuck to these pizza slippers. I promise it will make sense in a second. I finally felt like the model was almost complete, but I thought I needed to pose it, and let's just say it wasn't going my way. Bro, what? Why is it doing that? So I just moved on from that. Now about the pizza slippers. So Airrack pretty much loves pizza. As a matter of fact, he actually owns the record for the world's largest pizza ever made. And as tribute to this, I designed his video game character around pizza. I said pizza way too many times. Anyways, every great video game has one thing in common, and that's collectibles. Airrack owns his own pizza sauce called Pizzafy, so I designed the main collectibles around the bottle's design. At this point, I felt like I was almost done, but I thought it'd be cool to make a pizza truck, so I spent some time getting just the right model, and I stuck to this design. Overall, I like how these turned out, but they're nowhere near what I have next, which is Trahan. Ryan Trahan is a YouTuber with over 13 million subscribers, and he's very well known for making videos about trading 1 cent up to something much greater. For example, he's traded a penny up to a house and even a plane ticket to get across America. To show acknowledgement to this, I wanted to create his character around the coin. While I was modeling, I realized I wanted to add hair, because in case you haven't noticed, I forgot to do that for Airrack. It took me a while, but after some time, I got a hairstyle I liked. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to base Ryan's outfit on, and for a while I was debating between his YouTube merch or his YouTube profile picture, and after thinking for a bit, I decided to flip a coin to decide. See what I did there? Alright, heads his profile picture, tails his merch. While I was modeling Ryan's outfit, I thought his shirt was tan, but now that I'm looking at it, it's just his backpack, but it looks good, so I decided to keep it that way. At this point, I was thinking about how I could incorporate a coin into the model, and I got the idea of putting a coin in Ryan's arms, similar to this thumbnail. If I wanted to make this possible, I had to get over the fear of properly learning how to pose my model. Joking aside, I somewhat figured it out. There were some issues, but you gotta remember I'm still learning. I finished up the base model and created the large coin, and at this point it looked pretty much done, but I still wanted to do more. This was my second character, so I knew I could step it up. At least I hoped I could. I didn't create any enemies for Airrack, and enemies are critical for video game characters. So I spent some time designing 2 enemies, starting with our first enemy, the reset snake. In case you're confused, as you probably are, Ryan basically has a concept where if someone donates a certain amount of money, he'll reset all of his earnings back to 1 penny. Now this enemy basically attacks you with its tail and makes you lose some sort of easy collectible such as a coin. Now for the second enemy, I designed a rocket riding skeleton. I basically got this inspiration from Ryan's merch. This enemy basically rides a homing missile, and with these models done, I felt ready to move on to my last YouTuber. If you somehow don't know who he is, MrBeast is a massive YouTuber with over 300 million followers across all of his channels. By now I've made quite a few models, so I had a better idea of what I was doing. So with my knowledge, I sketched out my next model. Bro, what am I doing? This looks like crap. So what exactly was I modeling, you might be asking? Well, a lot of video games have animals that you can ride, so I got the idea of making a beast that MrBeast could ride. Clearly my sketch wasn't working, so I decided to use a realistic lion to base my model around, and that's when things really started taking shape. After I got my model situated, I started adding some colors based off MrBeast's logo. And at this point, it was time to actually model. Unlike my previous models, I wanted to try to create a low poly model, so I spent some time learning how to turn the cube into a masterpiece. After playing around for a little bit, I actually made a pretty good base character, and I started thinking about how I wanted to design MrBeast. I noticed that MrBeast wore a bucket hat a lot in his videos, so I decided to make that his hat. And as for his clothes, I just made a MrBeast sweatshirt. Now, I wanted to actually make MrBeast ride the beast I made, so I needed to pose him. I managed to actually pose it properly, which meant I had all of my models complete. And it was time for my friend Soapy to critique my work.
So you want my opinion, and then you want me to rate it 1 out of 10. If I may ask, why pizza slippers? I don't... This man really likes his pizza.
Yeah, I actually made some other stuff for him too.
Oh, wow. Why is it so big? That is a very large pizza truck. All right. So, first of all, the sauce in the pizza truck, I was definitely not expecting at all. And the shoes, all the pizza stuff, amazing. 8 out of 10. YouTuber number 2. Can I guess who that is? Is that MrBeast?
It is not MrBeast.
Bruh. Oh, Ryan. Dang. Okay. Is that a skeleton riding a rocket with a cowboy hat?
That would be correct.
So what are your thoughts on these?
I like the rocket. It's pretty good. Ryan looks great. Definitely not as cursed as Airrack. But honestly, I don't like it as much as the Airrack. 7 out of 10.
What made you think that?
Mostly because of the pizza theme happening in that one. Where'd this come from? Oh, easy. 9 out of 10. Better than Airrack. It's MrBeast.
Yeah, so this is kind of all I made for him.
No pizza. Nah, 0 out of 10. I'm kidding. MrBeast is MrBeast. You can literally recognize him from a mile away. Yep. Oh, yep. I can still recognize him. The Beast. The Beast looks great. I like the lightning bolt on him. All right. Time for the rating. Yeah, I gotta think about this one for a second. You got the Beast. You got his merchandise. Blue shoes. I don't remember MrBeast ever wearing blue shoes. 7 out of 10.
Wait, do you even have experience 3D modeling?
No, and I never will.
Okay, so you're clearly a trustworthy source. All right, well, thanks so much for helping me out. Everyone, please sub to Soapy.
You're so fun. We need to do this again soon.
You have anything else to say?
Sub to Chonky. If you don't, then I will drown you in student loan debt.